Hey, how in the world is everybody doing tonight? I wasn't sure if I was going to get this thing to go live, switching stuff up. Hope everybody's having a good time tonight. If you joined me earlier tonight for the live mix I did, thank you, appreciate that. But we are here tonight to talk about the mix DJ. And if you've never watched the show before, I always take about the first 5 minutes of the show and welcome everybody in, see who's in the chat, shout out, stuff like that. And then after that, we go into the topics. You guys can ask questions, all that kind of stuff. So I am here. So let me see. Of course, John had to shout out Megaseg right off the bat in the chat. So thank you, John. Appreciate that. Want to see who else is out there. Trying to keep an eye on everything tonight, see the different places. If you are here, definitely do a shout out in one of the things and let me know. John's being hilarious tonight. Let me know where you're from, and I'll do a shout out to you and stuff like that. I always like to see where everybody's coming from, the different places people watch. I usually get people from all over the world, and I really love the fact that through the technology of today that we are able to join like that, and I think it's freaking awesome. So if you're here and you're definitely in the chat, definitely shout out who you are, where you're from, all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat. We have a really good show tonight. I know there are some people watching over on Facebook and a couple other places. I don't know if your feeds are coming in, like if you leave something on the Facebook, if it comes in. I'll have to check on that. John might be able to help me with that. See what is where, that sort of thing. But definitely, I think it's going to be a good night tonight. Like I said, we always take the first 5 minutes, do some shout-outs, say hellos, all that kind of fun stuff. I'm trying to see if I can jump over to the Disc Jockey News page and see who's typing in there. Because I do have a restream feed that shows me all of the stuff people post, but it doesn't always grab Facebook, and I definitely want to acknowledge the people who are on Facebook tonight and definitely let them know. Don't know what it's going to do. You might hear some noise here in a second. Maybe not. Yeah, it's muted, so that's good. All right, so cool. Dave is from Columbus, Georgia. Awesome. Welvin, hello, welcome. Greg, welcome. Greg was in watching the mix earlier tonight. Appreciate that a lot. Appreciate the support. He is from Madison, Wisconsin. John C. is always supporting me. Appreciate him so much out of Boston. He also has Twitch mixes that go on all the time. If you are into some really, I don't even want to word the word classic, but like I listened to him the other night and he was just playing hit after hit after hit, and I really appreciated that. Check his out. John is on there. Who else do we have in here tonight? Jimmy is from Montreal. Yay, 2 countries. Awesome. Raul's from San Antonio, sorry. Whoa, almost said San Diego. San Antonio, appreciate that. Appreciate everybody jumping in there and saying hello. I don't know how many people we have right now. Like I said, we usually take about 5 minutes, and we're just about there doing all the shout-outs to see where everybody is, that sort of thing. All that kind of stuff. I think I got everything feeding in. Yeah, Dave is watching from Facebook, and Welvin's watching from Facebook. People from YouTube. We got a lot of good stuff tonight. Like I said, I think it's going to be a pretty good show. I got some stuff I want to talk through, and then you guys can ask pretty much any kind of question you want. I am going to tell you here in a little bit about a special thing that I have coming up that you can be a part of if you wish to. Richard is from Atlanta. What's going on, Richard? Hello. Zach Barr from Albany, New York. Hello. Welcome, everybody. I love giving these shout-outs, seeing where everybody's from. This, like I said, it's an amazing kind of thing like that. Gibran, yay. I don't know if that was Knowles from Philippines. All right. See, this is what I'm saying, that we're all joined together. Jason's from Northern California. I ain't even read tonight. I'm like, woo. So I'm loving this. We got people from all over, and I think that's freaking awesome. It's one of the things I love about this. Different countries, different places. I'm currently working on some special stuff that I'm not going to release information on yet, but I was talking in that about the fact that when I was younger, I always wanted to have my own TV show. Gerben's from Dallas, Texas. Welcome. I always wanted to have my own TV show. Clark, I'm going to butcher. This is San Luis Obispo, California. I probably butchered that. I'm horrible with stuff like that. But I remember when I was a kid always saying I always wanted my own TV show. And with the wonderful internet that we have today, I'm able to have a show and different topics. And if you've ever seen any of the videos I do short videos about virtual DJ. I do other ones about different things. I think I have, I don't know what number I am up on the virtual DJ ones. I think it's like 15 or something like that of those. I have over 170 rewind reports. This show alone, the music and mixing, it is my tonight is the 60th show. So I've done 60 of these. I do a lot of videos, and the fact that I do so many videos, there are times when I'm going to repeat myself. And after I kind of picked the topic for tonight, which is how to be a better mix DJ, I said, did I do this before? And I look back, and I did. Back in 2018, I did a show about how to be a mix DJ. And I looked at my notes and stuff on that one and saw that it was very kind of generic, kind of bland, like as in, do this, or you might want to buy this equipment or this and that. Is really bland. But tonight I'm definitely going to be throwing in a lot of my like behind the scenes stuff that you would get in my classes and stuff like that. And later on I'm definitely going to talk about the classes. Matt, thank you so much for the support there. Clark, awesome. Joe Bez, thank you for the support too, all you guys. Everything you guys do following the stuff that I do here kind of blows my mind, like I said, because it's something when I was a kid, I always wanted a TV show, and here I am now hosting it, getting to switch screens, but I got a lot of cool stuff. So tonight we're going to be talking about how to be a better mix DJ. And I wanted to find some things first, but I got to find my notes. All right, so I am doing a class coming up, and I'll probably talk about this again at the end, that if you are interested in this, I'm going to describe it, and if you're interested in this, contact me via social media or email or something. But what it's going to be sort of like a Zoom thing. I don't know if I'm going to use Zoom or not, because some of the other ones that are coming out now, because we're all stuck in, are allowing longer times than Zoom does, more people. And it's going to be the kind of thing that you can give a donation, like we'll do a $5 donation to whether it be my PayPal or Venmo or anything like that, and you can get the link to come into the class, and it'll be like a 2-hour thing where I'll be set up just like this and be able to answer questions, mix, show you things, but we'll maybe limit it to just a few people. And you can have your video there and maybe have your decks and showing and go, is this right? And it can be like a little classroom full of things like that. So if you're interested in doing that on some of them, basically we're going to be talking about mix techniques and stuff like that. And I can do one if you like about virtual DJ. If you want to talk about tweaking virtual DJ, I can do one specifically for that. But if you are interested in these classes, I've talked to some people about it and gotten some ideas. But if you're interested in doing one of these, definitely contact me either through social media or email. It's mj@djmichaeljoseph.com, and if I get enough people, like I said, we'll do one of these classes. We'll do them several times a week, or whoever wants whatever. But like I said, I'm just trying to create some different things there and share some of the stuff. But some of the stuff, if you were to take my actual DJ classes, I'm going to give you some of those tidbits tonight in tonight's thing. Like I said, these ones are going to be my tips, because in 2018 it was really kind of generic. I say this all the time to begin all the things about a mix DJ. I think there are two things that make a good DJ. Knowing your music and reading the crowd. And I will be talking about both of those in a bit, because I want to define reading the crowd as opposed to reading the room, because those are two separate things in my opinion. So knowing your music and reading the crowd, and like I said, I'm going to talk about what knowing your music means, and reading the crowd or reading the room, what those mean. Most of the places, like I said, that I DJ, almost 100% now, especially just prior to lockdown, the places I was DJing, I was out 3 nights a week DJing, and none of the places I DJ at, you could DJ if you didn't know how to mix. In fact, one of the nights I got, it's this little, I wouldn't say little college bar. It's a college bar. It's packed every single night with college kids. But I got it because the previous DJ they said wasn't mixing real well. So he could mix, but they weren't happy with his mixing, so they contacted me. So this is, again, 100% of the places I DJ at, I couldn't do unless I mix or unless I mixed well. And it's not always the people. People say, oh, the people don't matter. People don't care if you mix. But it's not about that. It's about the people who are hiring you. Like that place specifically wanted something, and 99% of the places that I DJ, or places I DJ, I'm this person I'm about to describe, is the DJs are booked by another DJ. Not the manager, not the bar manager, not the owner, not anything like that. It is DJs that fill that DJ booth. So it's basically a DJ that the owner trusts. Like I said, one of the places, I'm that person, so we have other nights to fill. I book other DJs for it. I don't take a cut. Other DJs take a cut if they book people. I was part of a DJ company a while back that they took a cut from every place you DJ'd. I don't do that. I probably should. I don't care because I just want to see guys employed. But you're getting hired at these places, again, because you can mix. So you've got to be known by other DJs that you can mix or you won't get hired. So again, all these different things that I'm talking about are important because it's not necessarily whether the crowd cares whether you can mix or not. The person who's hiring you needs you to mix. And that's kind of what we're talking about, how to improve that and improve it from a very, very general kind of thing to a very detailed thing. And I've split it up into 4 sections, as you know that I always split things up, or 5 sections, sorry. Hardware, software, music, mixing, and promotion, because promotion is a big part of the mixed DJ. Now, first thing I want to do is talk about hardware. You must know the hardware you're mixing on. So if you're at a place where you get to take your controller or your turntables or your whatever, you should know how to use that inside and out. You should know if there is some problem with it, how to fix it, extra cords, all that kind of stuff. But the majority of places that a mixed DJ works, they're going to be walking into a bar or club or festival where there is somebody else's equipment there. Know how to use it. So if it's your first time going into a club, go there. Check out what equipment they have. Put your hands on it if you can. Ask them if you can come in early. Find somebody else who has the equipment. But know that equipment before you go in there. Know how to use the equipment's there. If it's CDJs, get time on CDJs. If it's turntables or Rain 12s or whatever it is, know that hardware before you go there. You just cannot substitute knowing the hardware that you're getting, where the buttons are, how it interacts with your program, all that kind of stuff. Learn how to use different hardware so that if you come in one night and there's something new there, the new equipment doesn't throw you off. One of the things that is very adaptive that you have to look at is if you walk into a place and they're running CDJs or the Nexus, the CDJ Nexus or the Denon SC series, you're used to a laptop with 2 waveforms that hang over top of each other. So when you're mixing, you can see those waveforms hanging over top of each other. But if they have like a Nexus system or something like that where you're plugging in a thumb drive or something on those lines where you cannot use your laptop, your 2 waveforms that are here are now on separate screens and they're not over top of each other. So you're going to have to know how to mix without that waveform, and that takes me that I'm putting this one in the hardware category. I want you to keep in mind that, yes, I'm putting this in the hardware category. Learn to mix by ear. That's why, because if you're on if you're mixing, the waveforms can lie to you, the beat grids can lie to you, all these things can lie to you, but that beat that you hear will never lie to you. So that's why I say mix by ear, and I'm putting that in the hardware section because it's hardware that your ears are hearing. So learn to mix by ear. Now for software, again, at the end of this, I'm going to battle through these things really quickly. Hit me up with questions at the end. I know I got some people dropping some stuff in chat there, but I kind of want to bust through these just like we always do, and then you guys can ask questions about any of these or something else. So that's my hardware thing. So next is software. If you come into a new place, make sure you have the right drivers if you need drivers for it, updates, firmware, whatever. Find out before you get there. Don't walk up and go, oh, you have a Serato box. I've never used a Serato box. I always use an S9 mixer, and you don't have the drivers or whatever you might need for that piece of device. Have them. Check them out. Go to hundreds of, if you have friends that have equipment, say, hey, can I go plug my equipment into yours so I have it all set up in case I'm somewhere? I try to do that. Anybody has something new, I go in, say, can I plug in somewhere, plug in on my computer, get everything checking so it's in there, so if I ever go into some other place that has some other controller or whatever, I've already had mine hooked up to it so that I know that it works. That's one of the key things you really need to do is that have all the drivers ahead of time with that with your software. Know your software inside and out, so if there's an error or a glitch or you need to tune something, you're not like, I don't know what to do. Why is it coming out? I'm in a place where it's in mono and my thing's in stereo and it's not working, because 99% of the clubs are done in mono, so everybody hears the same thing. It's not about like, oh, it's a good sound. It's like, no, we want everybody unified. So if you have some things that you need to adjust inside the software, get to know your software inside and out just so you can. I'm putting this in here because I saw it on somebody's list somewhere of things that DJs need to do, and it blows my mind that it needs to be put on a list. But scan your songs. Don't go out and DJ without your songs being scanned. It's simple as that. Don't waste the clubs, the bars, the whatever's time. If you're going to step somewhere with your computer and you don't have songs scanned, you're waiting for something to scan. Just don't do that. Scan it ahead of time. Learn how to adjust things if they go bad. Tweaking things within your software, tweaking things, because a lot of, you understand with the software, there is a computer volume, a program volume, and then you have your volumes on the hardware. So I can leave everything on my hardware up at full tilt and just go into the program and back things off if I want to. So there's a totally separate thing there. But know what your software does and how to adjust them. And this is the final one. Have some sort of backup. Now, when I say backup, it can be something as simple as your phone that you can pop into an aux cord plugged into the back of the mixer so you can play music if you need to just reboot your computer, because it happens from time to time. These things happen. You might need to reboot. Have a backup that something can be playing while it's going. Majority of the clubs have something off to the side. There's some places I've DJ'd at where they have a rickety old CD player there. So if something goes down, that CD player is plugged in, ready to go. All you do is press play on it, and it plays until you're ready to get back up again. But always have a backup of some sort. Like I said, if something craps out, you can at least be playing something while you do a reboot or a check or something. Crap happens. Also, I should have thrown in the hardware thing. Always have extra cords with you. USB cords, power cords, everything. In my car, I have a full backup of my controller power cords and my computer power cords. So if I walk out of the house with either ever, I have a full set in the car. I have a full set in the hard case that I have, and I have a full set that travels in the soft case. So I have 3 sets of everything that I need everywhere I go, so I don't have that. That should have been put in the hardware. That's it for the software. Here we go into the music, and I want to explain about getting to know your music. When I say know your music, I don't mean, I know hip-hop music or I know whatever kind of music. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you have a version of a song, you should know that song, how it begins, where the first word is, the breakdowns, the hooks, the choruses, so that you're able to mix it. Because as a mix DJ, you're not playing the song all the way through. So you have to know your edits or be able to throw them on and pick the spots out quickly, because you're not going to be playing the whole song. That's all there is. So know your songs. And that's when I say about know your music, not music, your music, the edits you have. Learn different genres. No joke, I had a night one night at one of the college places that I DJ at. The crowd kind of thinned out. It was a weird kind of stormy night, snow and stuff. And I had 2 crowds there. One crowd that wanted to hear like authentic Latina music, and the other one wanted to hear like Indian Bollywood type music. And I would go, because I was able to fluctuate with the crowds, knowing different stuff, just getting hits from both of those that I've had before. Just look at a chart or download a file of songs, and I went back and forth between the Latina stuff and the Bollywood stuff, and both of them were dancing to each other's music, but they were in their own little groups. It was kind of a separation, but a joined sort of thing. It was kind of neat. And at the end of the night, they all were so thankful that I was playing stuff from both, and even the manager walked up and said, "How'd you do that?" And I said, it's just about being prepared, about knowing stuff, having a little backup. I didn't have to do 4 hours of that. It was, like I said, it was the end of the night. It was snowy. There's a few people still hanging out there. I'm guessing those were all people who were within walking distance of that place. And I made them happy, have a good night, to remember the place, and made the owner happy. The manager, actually, it was that said that. Learn other styles of music. That can be anything. All right, so when I talked before about reading the crowd, there's a difference between reading the crowd and reading the room, because I've heard some people go, "Oh, you don't have to worry about reading the crowd, you should read the room," because there's a difference. Okay, when I say read the crowd, that is the dance floor, okay? Why I'm reading the dance floor, the crowd, as opposed to the room, because the room is everybody who is also not on the dance floor. Majority of the places I DJ at, it's not about turning over the dance floor every once in a while to get drinks, because the bar, from like an hour after it opens until they shut it off, is at least 2 to 6 people deep that want a drink. So I never have to turn over the dance floor. So whoever's not on the dance floor, I don't care about, because as long as the people on the dance floor are going nuts, I already know that there's people stacked up at the bar, multiple people deep waiting to get a drink. So when you read that crowd, you're reading the ones on the dance floor. But if you have a place where you have as many people that aren't on the dance floor that are on the dance floor, that's where you read the room. That's where you're going to have to learn to turn over people who are sitting down as opposed to those who are dancing, and kind of try to get more involved where you're reading beyond that one point. For me, the majority of places I DJ, I read the crowd because the bar is stacked as it is. One of the places I DJ on Fridays, literally always has a line out the door, 20 to 50 people deep, and majority of the time the bouncers will go out at about 1 a.m. Because that place shuts down. Like, I stop my music at 1:45. They don't let anything go on. Music stops at 1:45. They try to get everybody out of the building by 2. But at 1 a.m. they'll walk outside, look at the crowd that's in the line, and says, it doesn't matter how many people come out. We're not letting any more people back in. Please come back tomorrow. Sometimes they'll give them little drink tokens for thanks for coming, stop back tomorrow night, here's your first drink free, sort of stuff like that. But that's the difference between a crowd and a room, and I think it's really important that you know that and be able to read that and keep everybody engaged. The room is more important in keeping everyone engaged. Reading the crowd is just about keeping those people on the dance floor going bananas and loving it, and just keeping them song after song after song after song after song, just going crazy with the mix. Be flexible. This is the other thing you have to do, because the room can take a turn like that sometimes, where you have them on something and then something causes them to just leave your attention and walk away. Be flexible to switch up if you have to, whether it be a genre, a speed, a decade. If you have to play some sort of silly, a novelty song, whatever. I like to call those left turns, because they're weird songs where you're on a path and then all of a sudden you go whoop and you go off to the left side. I call it a left turn, because when you're done, you turn right back into where you were. So have these left turn songs, be flexible on that. Try different versions of songs. I find, for me at least, a lot of times when I'm DJing, there's a hit song and you're playing that song every week, but after a month or two playing that song, they might still want to hear it, but they're kind of getting tired of it. So after a month or two, get a different version, something that has maybe a reggae beat to it, or a short version, or a twerk version, or something where you can still play the hit, but it's a little bit different. And try different things out like that. One of the keys that I teach people, and it's kind of weird because when I talk about this, they kind of look at me like I'm from outer space. Sometimes when that hit song I was telling you about that I want to play, I will set that up 30 minutes in advance. I'll go, it's 12:30. I want to hit this song, pound them when they are at their peak. So for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to build to a section of something that's like that song, transition over within 30 minutes to build that crowd to where it's just at a point where when I hit that song, it is a massive pop of energy. Learn to set them up. Just don't go, oh, it's a hit song, boom. Oh, it's a hit song, boom. Set it up. Set it up 3 songs ahead if you don't want to set it up that far ahead. But set the hit songs up to be prepared. And this is the other one that I struggle with. And I believe this probably everybody, but it hits me a lot more. It helps if you love the music that you're playing, the style of music. I love EDM, I love dancey stuff, but the majority of the stuff I play is top 40. I really don't listen to it. I don't like it. I like dancey stuff. I mean, there is dance music on the top 40, but for the most part, it's not. So a lot of the stuff I play is not something that I would ever listen to aside from DJing. So if you happen to be able to DJ music you love, a specific genre, or if you like the top 40, or if you DJ older stuff and you like older stuff, whatever your thing is, if you're able to pull that off, find a place to spin that style, it is going to be a blessing, because I honestly feel in 2005 when I switched off of spinning just EDM music, I did trance and house, and couldn't make a living at just trance and house in the city. I had to go to top 40. I really kind of lost my passion for DJing, and it's been kind of a long struggle. I think it's taken me a good 10 years to where I feel comfortable with top 40, where I feel that I can, deliver it to a crowd and do a professional job. On my opinion, professional job. Somebody else's, it could be either really professional or crappy. I don't know, but I'm just saying, as for me, it's taken me a long time to pull that off. So if you like this stuff you mix, that's going to help you out a lot too. I really run long-winded. I don't mean to. Mixing. We have two more. Mixing. Record your sets and listen to them. Find your mistakes and practice not to repeat them. So record yourself and then listen to yourself and go, oh, because I know people like, I got this, and then they'll play it back and they'll be like, oh, wow, I wasn't even close. So try things, and when you record them, go listen to them, and if you make a mistake on a mix, go back and practice it. Say, okay, if I do that again, I won't use that song, or if I do it, I'll do it this way, and get your stuff there together. Learn to do more than beat match, because to me, beat matching is not mixing. The sync button to make things match is not mixing. That guy that I replaced, and like I've seen it 100 times, just because you can make beats match does not mean you're mixing and does not mean you're going to get hired or stay hired. So learn to mix, and that includes effects, scratching, mixing in key, acapellas and instrumentals, all that kind of stuff. Learn to mix them and mix them differently to keep it fresh. And here's the last one in the mixing side of it, that I hope that I can explain this the best I can. I'm going to say it like this. Have playlists ready and stop DJing off playlists. I'm putting those together. Have playlists ready, use the playlists, but stop DJing off playlists, because it's important to have the playlist when you need them, but it's also good to have enough strength and knowledge of your music that you don't have to constantly dip back to that folder all the freaking time. Have both of those, because if you have both of them and use them well, you're going to have a powerful library underneath your mixing. That's it for the mixing on that. And the last one is promotional. It's really, really important, these things. As a mix DJ, we are not somewhere where somebody's going to come to a website and see lights or a crowd. That has nothing to do with what we do. It has to do with a reputation of what you have. Promotion, get out there and network, because like I said, 90% of the places I DJ at, a DJ is the head person who hires you. So if the DJs don't know you and know you, as a nice person, as a person that can help out, a person who can mix, if they don't know that, you'll never get asked to come in. Go visit, network all the time. If you're not working a night, go somewhere. If you're working late, go before. If you're working early, go after. Get out there and freaking network all you can. A lot of guys will develop a logo and think that they're a DJ. Have a brand, not a logo. There's a big difference between a brand and a logo. And I'm going to say this, and I've been wanting to figure out how I can post this online. But there has been so many freaking Instagram pages I've went to where it says DJ so-and-so. And every single picture in their Instagram is them posing by a tree or posing by a car or posing at a party. None of them are of them mixing or even around equipment or a headphone or anything. So if all your Instagram pictures are of you posing, you're not a DJ, you're a poser. So it's important to have a brand of you doing what you do that people see. An EPK is an electronic press kit, and it's kind of a way, sometimes they're just simple little sheets talking about the places you've DJed, a picture of you, contact, stuff like that. A good EPK is better than a website to this, to the mix DJ. A good social media presence is better for the mix DJ than a website. A website is almost just a hub to send you out to things. It was 10 years ago. I remember I was DJing at a club. Awesome place that because I DJ'd later, they'd always let me do the opening set. So it was really nice. But I'm setting up for the opening set, and the manager would always have a meeting with all his bar staff. And he looked at the bar staff and said, hey, I just want you guys to know that the head DJ tonight got his headliner spot because last week he put 50 people on the guest list and over 50 showed up. You guys, he was telling his staff, you guys need to do that too. And I'm standing there going, wait, so you're saying it didn't matter if he was good, it was the fact that he could bring people in, that he got a headliner spot? That's the world we live in too. So if you can bring people in, that's good, but if you can bring people in and be a good DJ, you're going to be unstoppable. Be professional all the time. My old booking agent used to say, you are always on. Don't wait till you get inside the building and be on. Be that presence. Be that professional. Be that person, that DJ. As soon as you pull in the parking lot, you're on. If you're on the phone with someone, you're on. When you post stuff online, you're on. You are representing your brand because your brand isn't a bunch of lights. Your brand isn't a dance. It's you. You are the product you're selling. So you are on. You have to be professional. And if you're not, it is seen. And the last thing is really simple. learn to use tags, because I can put a picture up somewhere with just a funny little line and get a few likes, but I tag it with a brand, with the brands I use, Denon and Virtual. I can tag it with DJ, hashtag DJs, hashtag DJ Life, hashtag full-time DJ, all these different things that I post, and it gets attention from those tags, because within the social medias, people will follow tags. Like in Instagram, I follow Virtual DJ and Denon DJ, so anybody who tags a picture with Virtual DJ or Denon DJ, I get to see that in my feed. So learn to tag things. Promotion is so important. Post a lot and post well. Post creative. Take your time. And the final thing before I take my question, I'm sorry it took me 30 minutes to get through this. I didn't think it would take me this long. But my final thing, and I think this is the most important thing, have fun. Because if you're super serious and staring at something, you may be doing a good job, but if you're having fun, that energy is going to be felt in the room. If you ever want to sit down and talk to me about stories that people say about me having fun, the stuff they've said to me about being fun, and that their minds are blown. I literally had a girl one day come up and said, "You have to be drunk to do this job." And I'm like, "No, why?" She goes, "Because you're having so much fun." I'm like, "Well, I'm not drunk." She goes, "How in the world do you do that then?" I'm like, "I just have fun at what I do. You guys are having fun, and I want to have fun with you." She goes, "That's so amazing." And she goes, "Can I get my picture with you?" And it was just simply because I had fun. And that's one of the key things. I literally, on the front of my laptop, I have 3 words done with a label maker that says "just have fun," and it's to remind myself on the nights when I feel I'm not doing well, I maybe goofed up a mix or something. The more focused I stay on trying to be better, the worse I'm going to be. But if I loosen up and have some fun, I'm going to be a better DJ. And having fun isn't going to make a bad DJ a good DJ, but it will take that edge and will make you have fun, and the crowd will see it and join in with you. So have fun. And that's all I have for that. I will answer questions now. Let me get over to the thing here. Let me see if I can jump back in here. See how far we go here. Wow, I got to go way back here. Wow. Okay, so you guys are posting awesome. I believe. Thank you so much. I'm trying to get to it. We have both Facebook and YouTube in here. So many questions. David Long, Walla Walla, Washington. I want to say hi to you. You're always around. Interested in all things virtual DJ. I learn something new each time. For example, their remote control app. Yeah, the remote control app's actually kind of old. I'm not saying old as in like it doesn't work, but they've had that forever. I've used it. I used it one time at a place. No joke. I was at a club. It was a huge snowstorm. Nobody was there except for a few staff and a couple people. And the owner comes over. He goes, "Just throw in a mix, come down and hang out with us." And I didn't like doing that, so I did the remote to the phone. And I was sitting there in the with them because there was only a few of us. It was snowing. He was giving drinks away. The owner was just hanging out. And I'm literally beat matching on the phone. From my laptop that was there. So you can do that, and it is something cool to do. Joe Bez, good DJs know good DJs. That's absolutely right. You have no idea how much that is to be out there and not just know good DJs, but be friendly, and people will recommend you, even if it's a fill-in night, because there's nights that I've filled in for someone, and then a few weeks later they get a better job, another place they want a DJ, and they go, "Hey, MJ's been here, he knows what he's doing, you like him, keep him." And then I get a night. Some stuff like that happens all the time. I've seen guys go online in a club while setting up, and yes, people's downloading drivers. Have your drivers ahead of time. I've seen a guy. There was a competition that I was not a competition, but a showcase. And it was being broadcast too, and a guy walked up and was getting ready to plug into a standard Pioneer mixer and didn't have the drivers for the Pioneer mixer, didn't know what to do. And you're like, "What do you mean you don't know what to do? Haven't you ever been connected to that?" He's like, "No, I've never." And the guy who was putting on the event walked over to him and he goes, "You're losing your spot." And he told the guy who was there, "Stay on a little longer. I'm going to bring the other guy in." So he lost his spot for that night because he wasn't ready. See what we do here. Wellman asked, "How do I organize my music?" I get that so often that I'm going to tick you off with my answer. I really am. People do not like my answer. I organize my music as I download it by the month that I download it. So everything I downloaded in June is in a folder that says 06-2020. But what I do is I tag everything. So I tag the year, I tag the style, I tag the decade. I put notes in there if it is like a line dance song or a song that I know people are going to sing along the whole night through. I give little things like that. So as I'm searching and I'm DJing at 100 BPM, I can search with virtual because the way virtual works. I'll share it here if I can get this. I don't know if it's going to let me do this right here. All right, so everybody can see that, right? All right, so I'm going to do a search right here, and you'll see this is all the music, and it is put in order by play count over here. So I'm going to do, let's say I'm DJing at something that's 101 BPM. With virtual, I'm going to go 100-105, and that's now going to bring up every single song I have between that range of BPMs. But I say, no, I want to do a throwback. It's a college crowd. A throwback for a college crowd is like 10 to 15 years. So I'm going to go 2005 to 2014, and now that has brought up every single song in my thing from 100 BPM to 105 between 2005 2014. I want to say it has to be a popular song, so I'm going to put pop in there because that's my catchword when I do my thing for pop. I'm going to do urban because it's I want a hip-hop song. And now we're looking at just the songs in the order of most play counts that are within that range, BPM range, that year range, that have been tagged as a hip hop or urban song and have some point, my pop, when I put the word pop there, that means that at some point that song has been on the Billboard Top 40 chart. And that's kind of the way I do that. And that's how I sort my songs. I don't put them in. I do have a few crates here and there for specialty things, and I do one each week looking at the Billboard Top 40. So all I do is drag and drop one by one the songs that are in the Top 40 into its own thing each week. But the rest of it is done like that. I don't do folders. I do genres. So if I'm DJing, in my mind, I'm going, I have a crowd in front of me that is between this age, and I want to hit him with something new, or I want to hit him with something with old, or if I want to stay in the same BPM range, or I want to change it up. So I do that, and then I type in what I want to change up, and that way I'm able to just keep that fresh all the time. And the same way with that, if there was a long list that came up, it's early in the night, I'm not going to play hits early in the night, so I'm going to go down the list of stuff I've played that's less of a hit, and play those. So I know that's not what you want to hear when it comes to how you organize your music, because most people don't do that. What do you consider left songs? Left songs to me are anything that's different than the genre that you're at. So if you're playing hip hop, a left turn would be a Taylor Swift. Or if you're playing top 40, play a disco song. It can be anything. It can be just something that's not what you expected. It can be a remix that's not what you expected. Just something that makes you go, whoa, I can't believe he's playing this song, and bring you back. One place that I, every once in a while, and I do this so often because I cannot stand the freaking song, is Cotton Eye Joe. And I will left turn the crowd with Cotton Eye Joe, and they go ballistic. They go crazy. I don't like the song, but I know that I can pop them with it, and I don't play it every week. Every once in a while, I'll hit him with a left turn of Cotton Eye Joe and right back out. I don't hang in there very long. I saw a guy one time at a club drop just the hook of Aretha Franklin's Respect, and the crowd went bananas. He didn't do the whole song. He just did the from the first verse into the hook and out, and that was it. So that's a left turn song. How many different remixes of songs do you have? Usually 3 to 4. I'll have a regular version, a quick edit, a dance mix, and then maybe something else. I don't play around with a lot. Not because of the fact that I DJ a lot of younger crowds. I do a lot of quick mixing, so a lot of the versions I have are quick edits, which are like a minute and a half long. So that's just the crowd that I'm with there. What's your favorite DJ effects? Do you like to use echo, etc.? I have 3 set up on here, and I don't use them all the time. But a good echo, whether it's done with your filter knobs, because some controllers and stuff, or if it is a mixer like the S9 or the 72, they're going to have the paddle effects, or the 2 new Newmark mixers controllers that have the paddle effects. A good echo out of stuff. I have ones that are called stutters that will put an effect in a song. See if I can be able to pull this up here and let you hear. I don't know what's going to play through this. All right, so whoop. All right, so I know it's going to be really loud, so let me back that off a little bit there. And you guys can hear that, right? Yeah. All right, so This is going to be the stutter effect that I'm going to play here. I want to change. All right, so we're on the deck. Hi. I'm going to take it off loop, and then you're going to see my effects that are here. That's a doubler. I have echo that is post fader. Nope, that's loop out. So loop out is totally different than an echo. Echo should be the next one. Post fader, because the song's still going. Those are the ones that I kind of use a lot. I have this new one that is it's an auto transform. That is still on. The auto transform is this. Hold on here. So those are the ones I kind of use. I don't go crazy. I'm the kind of DJ that what I call, the stuff that I do is accenting. I try to accent the song because I want the people to stay focused on their dancing and have a good time, so I try not to take the song too far away from what they're used to. There's the effects here. So much of what you're saying applies to mobile DJs too. I hope it fits the mobile DJs and everything. Like I said, I just know that you can be a mobile DJ and not have to mix and make great freaking money. But in our side, like I said, you can go out and make $150 at a job, but you got to be able to mix to make that $150, believe it or not. So, again, Joe Bez asked, what matters to the owners, bring people in. That's not always true, because there is a place I DJ'd at that was packed, and I said to the owner, I said, "It was a good night, wasn't it?" And he goes, "I don't know, I didn't see the thing yet." And he looked at the thing and he goes, "Yeah, it was packed, but we didn't make as much money. Next week I want you to change the music and totally switch to something else," which I knew the crowd that was going to be there was going to leave. They were not going to stick around for this music. He just wanted a different crowd there. He goes, "I don't like this crowd. They're not spending money, or I don't want them there. Change the music." Another place that I DJ quite often, they only let me play upbeat music, like fast and happy music. I cannot play any slow hip-hop. If I play a Drake or anything, it has to be a remix of a Drake that's like 120 BPM, somewhere around there. Everything they want there is fast. So it's not always about just bringing people in. It's about making the owner happy. So you kind of have to play a game there, what they want and what the crowd. I've seen DJs come in and drive the... No joke. One of the places I DJ at, I had somebody fill in for me, and the DJ talks a lot on the mic, and the owner's like, "I don't like when he does that. Please tell him not to do that." And there's, like I said, majority of the clubs I DJ at, they won't let you have a mic. They do not want you to talk. Your job is to mix. And if you can't get them dancing by mixing, you're going to get replaced. And I told the guy, I said, "Hey, they don't want you on the mic so much." You know, a couple weeks later, he come back. He's texting me at the end of the night, "I broke the dance floor," and I'm trying to get him to tell me what he meant. I knew what he meant. He thinks he did a great job, but because at the exact same time he's sending me the text saying he broke the dance floor, the owner is sending me text saying, "Don't ever bring him back. I don't want him back. He talks too much." He was freaking singing along with the songs. "We don't want him here." And that's all it was because. Not because he wasn't a good DJ. He was an incredibly talented DJ, but we told him don't talk on the mic so much or hardly at all, and he was freaking singing along on the mic, and owner said no more. So sometimes it's just about making the owner happy. And trust me, they can get fickle and be unhappy with you in a moment. Let's see here. I'm not sure what you mean by set up beat grids. Jimmy, answer me that, what you mean by set up beat grids, because beat grids are already set up. It already does that. Yeah, smile when you spin, have fun. What are your favorite DJ tools you like to use? Wordplay. I do like wordplay. In fact, I'll sometimes even make my own little mashups for wordplay, like I did one a while back that came from 2 Chainz, "I'm Different," in the part there where he goes, look back at it, look back at it. So I started looping, look back at it, look back at it, and then went into the modern day hip-hop song where he goes, look back at it, look back at it. And that's I kind of like doing word plays and stuff, you know, when you're in the same kind of feel of the genre there. How did you know you could range search? I'm not sure what you mean by, or maybe I already explained that, King Paul, if the range search is what I'm talking about there. Does that work also for Serato? That does not work for Serato. Serato's search engine is day and night different. That's why so many Serato guys live and die by their crates, because you can't search the way you do in virtual. Properly tagging is crucial. You have no idea how much that helps. How do you handle requests? I got asked this one night. No joke. There are some places I'll get 30 requests a night and play maybe one of them. My key phrase is always maybe, and they'll go, "What does maybe mean?" I said, "If I want to play it." And they might get a little bit mad, and after a while they stop people stop asking because they know that I'm just going to play hits and they're going to have a good time. But I don't mind people asking if they ask for stuff that's not off the deep end. I had some lady at a New Year's Eve party come up. This is a New Year's Eve party where we're playing dance music, and she goes, "Hey, why don't you play the Stones' Beast of Burden? People will go crazy over it." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, no. So you get a lot of that. So I answer the request with, like, I'll shake my head and then not even really care half the time because I'm on a mission. Like I said earlier when I was talking about, I'll set up a song 30 minutes ahead. So if you're going a different direction with a song, I'm just not going to go that direction if I'm going a different direction. Loop outs, yeah, echoes fun. There's a couple good remixes of Respect. My friend DJ Hypnotize that made one that I play that I absolutely love. What do you feel is a fair price range for a bar gig? It's city to city and place to place. I know some cities that are super expensive to live, and you'll get $500 and for a tiny bar gig, and where another city that same size thing in a city that's cheaper to live in will be $150. So it's city to city, place to place, what you're worth, what they're making, what they're willing to give up, that sort of thing. I find club or DJ bars shouldn't talk unless they're making quick announcements. That's kind of what most of them want. Or there's a couple places I DJ at where the owner is the only person that does the announcements, and he'll do several throughout the night. And a drink special. One place was giant EDM place that they had cryo cannons, and he would talk before he hit the cryo cannons off, but nobody else talked but him. And I'm fine with that. Just let me know when you want to do it, and I'll you can go through that there. I still don't know what you mean by adjusting beat grids because virtual does it. There's no adjusting. You just mark them and they're there. They're always there. So maybe be a little bit more specific on that. Try having the manager come to cash someone out, and when he's done, come backspin the song that's playing, and then have him say, "You suck." Kind of hard to deal with that. Oh, I've had owners where I know someone at the bar said something, and the owner come up and said, "Hey, you got to stop doing that." And where I'm going, you're downstairs, you're not hearing this. Someone at the bar, some 20-year-old that's making minimum wage at the bar is complaining about the music because she wants to hear her songs. And I don't mean to say that like that. It can be a guy. In fact, the one place I was at, it was a guy. It was not a girl. It was a guy bartender. And a few weeks later, after he was complaining about me, like I said, the owner came over to me. He goes, "Hey, I'm sorry. I'm just listening to too many people. Do what you do." And he just left it at that. So it's going to be in your. There are nights that you're going to have somebody unhappy with you, and you did nothing wrong. It's all part of the game, and that's why I think it's tough being a DJ because the littlest thing you can upset someone. Your thoughts on Ask the DJ app? I've used it, but again, it all depends on where you're at. Ask the DJ, something that Virtual DJ does to where you can send people, like for me, when I'm out, it's ask.the.dj/DJ Michael Joseph. And you put that on any phone's browser, and you can send me a request, and it'll come to a folder right within Virtual, and I can read that. I've never been one for people, like I said, if I did that, they'd be sending me requests all night, and I wouldn't play any of them. I've gotten people send me requests by hashtagging me at @DJ Michael Joseph on Instagram, and I get a notice on my phone that someone tagged me, and it'll play such and such, and stuff like that. So people can tag you that way. And John's son also has a website, and I don't know if it's open to the public yet or not, but it works kind of like Ask the DJ, but basically it works with QR code. So a bar or a DJ can have a QR code. Someone can walk up there with their smartphone and scan the QR code with their phone's camera, not a special app, their phone's camera, and it will take you to that specific DJ's request page. You can put the request in, and then the DJ then sees it on theirs. So there are things like that. I probably wouldn't really like that, again, because I would get requests all night and I'd be like, I don't want to play that sort of thing. I'll see if I can fit it in. Uh, thank you, Randy. I appreciate that. What's your favorite way to do a BPM transition? Do you mean like from clarify that, Welvin? You mean like from a fast to a slow? Oh, you did on the very next thing. There are several ways to do that. There are transition songs that literally you start them out at 120 and the song transitions down to something. I use those. I will do large BPM ranges on the things and then do the sync button and on, to where I'm in between the two songs on just a loop, and then bring them back, like this song's at 120 on the left side and this one's at 90, and I'll do a large BPM range and then hit the sync button as I move this down to bring this one back to where it is, to where the next song that's playing is going to start on its right BPM. Like I said, by syncing, moving the one and syncing the other, and that way, so when you get to that one, you can just release the loop. The other one's at the right point there. There are ways to scratch. I used to do one where I'd come out of a fast song into R. Kelly's Ignition remix, and it starts with that kick at the beginning. And what I would do is go from the fast song, I would do this slow stop, like the old power stops on the record player, to where it goes going fast, da 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 da. So when it's slowing down, I have the other record here. As I hit that to slow down, I'm going checka 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 checka, boom, drop it. So you're creating your own little transition between it. That's why I was saying mixing, because that isn't a beat match, but I just did a transition that mixed between the two by simply putting it to where it slows down, powers off, chugga chugga chugga, and I'm matching that beat with the scratch and then release and stuff like that you can do. Thank you for the price range. I mainly do weddings, but have thought of getting bar and club gigs, and I don't want to come in way high on the price range. Best thing to do is go out and talk to other DJs in the area. That's the thing you have to talk about. And like I said, it can go from bars, because I know places that I've DJ'd at and went a block down the street and made less money just because the bar down the street's not willing to pay. Some owners are really picky. Other ones pay the DJs very well. There's one company here in the city that owns a bunch of different restaurants and bars, and I love working for them because they always pay well. The one place that I DJ a lot was going to give me a slight bump to do their New Year's Eve event, and I came to them. I said, you do realize they offered me double your bump. So he was going to pay me a little bit more, and the other place offered me, without even haggling, said, oh, this is how much we're going to pay you. And it was literally double his bump, not the regular price, the bump. And I said, I got it. If you can match it, I'm here. Otherwise, I'm going to go there. And he's like, go. So place to place, person to person can be different there. Oh, the Serato grid thing is totally different. It's like I said, Virtual does all that for you. You don't have to do anything in Virtual. It does it. It puts it in there. Serato is what does it. If that's what you've got to be talking about. Let me see if I can show you here. So as you can see here in Virtual, you can see the lines. They're already there on the song. So is that right there? That's a downbeat. And I go 4 more, and then you see that it's a downbeat. So Virtual puts them all in there. I don't have to do anything. It's already there. So if I throw another song in there that's around that same BPM range, so this one's here, and I hit the sync button, and if I put them there like that, they're going to match, as I play them. Volume down on both of those. As you see, they're just going to match. And that's kind of what, like I said, Virtual does all of that for you. All right, let's go back to the questions here. I saw a bartender hold up a sign that said play. I literally still have here, one of the bar managers wanted to hear, and like I said, it was a college bar. She wanted to hear Benny Benassi, and it wasn't quite something that we always play. And she sent this cute little note with these little heart signs that say, please play Benny Benassi. I really would appreciate it. You're awesome. And I'm like, I can't say no to a staff, a bar manager or something that really goes the extra effort to hear something. I'll make the effort for them, and I played it for her. And like I said, I kept the note because I thought it was so freaking cute. Asked my friend a request, and even when there, he told me the next day he played it. I know I've literally had people ask me for a request. I play the song. They come back up and go, when are you going to play my song? And I'll point up, and they're like, oh, this is the song. And I'm like, oh, my gosh. So you will get that all the time there. Yes, for PV lighting, like I said, if you want to know more about that, hit John Young up. And I don't know if his son Brandon has released it to the public yet. We were beta testing it a while back. He can maybe let you test it out, because I know the website that I saw gives you like a how many day trial thing that you can try it out and test it. It's really freaking impressive. But if you want to know about it, talk to John, send John Young a message, and he can maybe put you in contact with his son, Brandon Young, and they can maybe get you connected to that. If it's open to the public, I'm not sure. That's the thing, that I'm not sure if he's released it to the public, for charging and all that kind of stuff there. But it sets it up on a page that if you pay for different levels of paging, you can put your own logos in there and all kinds of stuff, so you can make it very personalized, whether it be the bar does it for the bar or DJs do it for themselves or stuff like that. But it's really slick. But his whole idea about it is he came about it because when the pandemic hit, he goes, well, what's a DJ going to do if people want to request but they have to stay 6 feet away, the music's blaring, you're not going to be able to hear from 6 feet away. So he developed this so people could just do that. But like I said, it's a lot like virtual DJs Ask the DJ, but his, I think, is I like it better because it's more universal. For the Ask the DJ, you have to use virtual DJ and they have to understand that you're using virtual DJ. But the other one, it's anybody and anything. They will not see a brand, a software, anything. They just whatever you set it up to be. If you want, I'm comparing to Tractor, and I know that there's no software that gets the BPM grid right 100% of the time. Again, if the song, and they're talking about back to the beat grid, if the song is right, if it doesn't automatically vary, virtual will find it. It will find it. But what it won't find if the beat actually varies. And if you go back, look on to one of the earlier music and mixing ones, I did a night where I showed people how to fix that, both with virtual software, because you can do variable BPM sets, and all that's going to do is set a downbeat marker on the beats. It won't be steady. So if you put that next to a song that's steady, you will see that vary. But if you quantize that in a software like Ableton or something, it will fix those and make those aligned. That's where it will do that. No software, like I said, Ableton will fix it. It will physically move that beat to where it should be. But the other softwares are just going to read it. So if you have stuff that's off, it's not the software that's going to read that beat and correct it. All it will do is put a marker where the downbeat is, not where it should be. So I hope that explains there. How often do you update your music? Every week. Every single week I go to Billboard Hot 100 chart, look at the top 40. If I don't have it, I get it. Every single week, new songs, versions, and then every once in a while I'll just go in and go, okay, I've been playing this a whole bunch, let's get a different version. Playing this a whole bunch, get a different version. Or hey, I never had the video version of this, I want to go get a video version. But as a DJ, you constantly have to update. That's just what you have to do. There's a lot of DJs that will just get whatever their download service gives them. It's a dump, and then they'll sit there and go through all of them. I think that's a waste because you do a lot of work looking through a lot of songs and carry a lot of songs that you will never play. Best thing to do is just get what you need. That's kind of the way I look at it there. I'm going through the questions quick because we're almost at the top of the hour. I appreciate you guys are freaking awesome. It says we have 54 people watching right now. You guys are freaking awesome. I will do this again. Again, if you're interested in doing those classes about mixing, like I said, it will be a Zoom type thing where it's just you and so many people. Everybody pitches in, and I'm sitting here answering your questions, showing you things. You can have your setup, and we can talk back and forth. It would be like treat it like a classroom where you come in with your equipment set up, I'm set up there, and we work through things and stuff like that. But if you're interested in that, contact me either through social medias somehow, whether it be tagging me or a message service in one of them, or mj@djmichaeljoseph.com, or send something through Disc Jockey News or something like that. And if I get enough people interested, we'll do the class right away if you want. No idea what he was playing. He just picked a song out of thin air and text him, and he said he played it. Okay, I'm trying to read through here. If you go into BPM editor, yeah, I can't show the pop-up screen on this one for some reason. If I'm on the other computer, I'll be able to show that. But there's a pop-up screen in the BPM editor, and that does not fix the BPM, because if the beat's here and it's off, it's not going to move that beat to where it is. All it's going to do is take that marker where the marker should be here. This is where the downbeat should be. All it's going to do is move this marker over to match where the downbeat is, not where it should be. So you're going to have to go into Ableton or something and fix that. Or what I tell people, just simply go get another version, because there are thousands of songs out there that I've played. I mean, you can go back and get Dancing Queen or any song out of the 70s that was played by a live band, and someone has already quantized it and fixed it, and it's right, with maybe just a modern upbeat, stuff like that. So that's the way to do it. Like I said, I have videos on Disc Jockey News. Go search them, and it will show you both how to fix that in Virtual DJ to where they do their variable BPM and fixing the song so it's right. That's the best way kind of it can explain that. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. Everybody's doing the compliments here. Do you prefer dirty or clean tracks? Me, myself, again, this is not a rule for anybody. I choose to play clean because I'm not a person who swears. So if I don't say it, I won't play it. That's kind of my thing. So I do get people complaining because I play clean versions. I've been at one place I DJ at, the owner's like, I don't understand why you play clean. That's just what I do. He goes, are the people going to hate it? And I'm like, come in and stand there and tell me if they even notice, because they're singing along with the other version. And I know a lot of the schools now are doing it, so where they're not even allowing, if there is a swear word in the song, you can't play the clean version because the kids are going to sing along and say the swear word. So a lot of the school dances now aren't even allowing you to play songs that have that. So that limits you to like 2 songs out there. I just play the clean. That's just me. But you play whatever you want. Thank you, Raul. I appreciate that. Like I said, I do the music and mixing every other week. We skipped a week last week because it was 4th of July, and we're back into the thing now where it's every other Wednesday at 10 p.m. And then the alternating weeks, I usually do a virtual DJ pre-recorded thing or a review of a product on the Rewind Report or some of the other videos. But I do want to start getting into these classes a little bit more because I think I don't know how long I'm going to be in lockdown, and I don't know how quickly I'm going to be going back to the bars. They're going to be opening up to hire DJs back. So I'm trying to develop this new thing and the educational stuff I have here. You guys get an entire hour of education for free. I want to do the other ones where if you're willing to donate $5 or $10 and get 2 hours or whatever you want to donate. I mean, I may leave it like that and be able to come in and ask questions specifically about specific songs. Like if you were in that class, I could show you some of the ones that I fixed and show you where the variable BPMs are fixed and not fixed, and that kind of stuff I can do there. School dances, to the window, to the wall. Yeah, trust me, they're going to sing it. And like I said, school dances, that's kind of an old song. For the college kids, that's a throwback. You can't really go back much further than that. But it is at the top of the hour here. Good. Joe says he has a gig in August. I hope that everybody gets back to their regular schedule quick. I don't know what it's going to be. I think it's going to be a different world out there, and I believe if you are prepared to do weddings and mixed DJ stuff, you'll do fine. I may have to switch to doing some private parties, which I hate doing, to balance things out. But we're all going to have to adjust. We're going to have to be flexible, and we're going to have to be creative. And that's all there is to it from now on out. DJing is a very saturated market, so you've got to figure out a way to stand out and be worth more than the next person. And like I said, with the way it is, having the most lights and being able to put the most people in a room, it may not always be the most valuable thing in our future. The most valuable thing could be able to do something creative and small. I don't know. But there's a lot of videos that John and the guys do here on Disc Jockey News that talk all about getting your business back up and running, how to be creative. So go back and look at some of the other videos on the Disc Jockey News YouTube channel. There are people that put up videos every single day. We have a large staff of people that do videos and educational stuff about everything you can imagine in the DJ world, mobile and otherwise. So go check some of those out there. Last question tonight. If anyone ever tells you club DJs don't matter for weddings, they're missing the boat. I'm going to let that be there, Randy. But I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. I so appreciate we got a huge crowd, and hopefully please share this. Don't be afraid to share it, comment. I'll try to get on the comments. It's tough for me to get on the YouTube comments because I have so many videos and stuff that I have to do. But thank you guys so much. We're well over an hour, and I feel like I could go on. But again, if you're interested in these classes, doing these, contact me, because if I get 20 people tomorrow that said, I want to do this, we can have that class this week, and I can be helping you out with all of that if you want. Or if you want to hire specifically for the hour, let me know. But again, all of the stuff, DJ Rachel's there. Hello, Rachel. How are you? She also has a buttload of videos out there, both on Disc Jockey News and her page, with some great stuff. There's, like I said, any question you have, I guarantee someone somewhere within Disc Jockey News or around our little family has made a video about it. Like I said, this specific topic itself, this is my second video. Last one I did in 2018 now, so it'll be 2 years before I answer any of these questions again. So you guys are freaking awesome. Appreciate that. That's about it. Again, I appreciate everybody. Thank you. Take care of yourselves. And I always say this, take care of yourselves, but more importantly, take care of each other. It's a crazy world out there, and we've all got to look out for each other. It can't be that me looking out for me anymore. There was a whole generation I grew up with that was all about me, all about I'm not going to share what I know. I'm going to get mine. We can't live in that world anymore. We all have to be there for each other, if nothing more than to send someone an encouraging message. I sent one some today, a friend of mine who's having some struggles, and I said, here's a virtual high five because you're awesome today. And that's all it was, and it made her happy, because we just got to help each other and be there for them. So thank you guys all so much for the questions. Appreciate everything. Anything else? Hit me up. Take care of yourselves. God bless.